Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For those who are new, welcome. My name is Monica, and in today's video, I'm going to do the Finally Fall tag. I've been seeing this around, and I think it's a great idea. I love the questions. So let's just get into the tag question. In fall, the air is crisp and clear. Name a book with a vivid setting. I would have to say, I have a couple, like Wisteria, Foxglove Wisteria. That setting is gorgeously written and it's very vivid. I would even say The Discovery Witches by Deborah Harkness. That whole series is good. It does have a bit of a second book syndrome going on there, but for the most part, that is a very good series. And Oxford in the Fall is gorgeous. So those are two that I could really think of. The second question is, nature is beautiful, but also dying. Name a book that is beautifully written, but also deals with a heavy topic like grief or loss. The first book that came to my mind was The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. This one is about Ella. Her brother Ryan is in the Special Forces and he ends up getting killed in action. Ryan's best friend is Beckett Gentry, and Beckett survives with his dog. Their call signs are Havoc and Chaos, and there's a reason for their call signs to be that way. He actually never told her his name when they started writing because of security reasons, so she only knew him by his call sign, and they fell in love while writing letters. However, when Ryan died, he felt gutted. He felt guilty that he survived and Ryan didn't. Ella ended up getting married and pregnant on a very early age to this guy who's just absolutely horrific. Anyway, she has twins, a boy and a girl. Maisie ends up with a very specific type of childhood cancer that she's dealing with, and then Beckett comes to her family resort that's in Breckenridge, Colorado, because he promised Ryan that he would take care of Ella and the twins. And this deals with grief and loss of her brother and dealing with childhood cancer and a real possibility of a child dying. And this one had me in tears every single time I've read it twice. I read it on paperback and I read it on ebook. When I read it on ebook, I was in the middle of Home Depot trying to buy some lumber for something. I had to literally turn my head to the stack of lumber because I could not stop bawling my eyes out. This one will rip out your heart and then put it back together. It was so well done, so well written. The feelings were there. The pacing was perfect. Rebecca Yarros is really gifted with pacing a book. I really love this one. This is one of my absolute favorite ones that she's written. So moving on, fall is back to school season. Share a nonfiction book that taught you something new. I just read Night by Elie Wiesel. I think that's how you pronounce his name. I'm terrible at pronunciations, as we all know around here. Words tend to elude me, even though English is my first language. But I really enjoyed the narrative of his story. It was a memoir. He survived multiple concentration camps, and it was so sad and so horrific what he went through. He ended up winning the Nobel Peace Prize, I think in 1986, for his memoir. It showed the horrors of what really happened to the Jewish people and people who happened to be gay, people with disabilities, communists, all sorts of people who we all know about the Holocaust. So anyway, it was really tragic, and it was very vivid the way he wrote it, because you were right there with him when he walked away from his mother and sister and he didn't realize he was never going to see them again. If you haven't read that book, you need to read this book. I swear, you really need to read this book. It's short and it's very powerful and it's very hard to read, but you need to read this book. It shows you what hate can really do to people. So we're just gonna move on because I don't want to get too heavy. So question 4, in order to keep warm, it's good to spend some time with the people we love. Name a fictional family, household, friend group that you'd like to be a part of. The Bailey Brothers by Claire Kingsley. I love the Bailey Brothers. They're so fantastic. They have each other's backs, but yet they will give each other crap. I love that series as a whole. The books are fantastic. The characters in there are fantastic. Also, the Winston Brothers by Penny Reid. The Winston family, and it started with Beauty and the Mustache, which was part of another series, and it was sort of a spin-off, so book 0 in the Winston Brothers series, because it was Ashley's book. I really, really love that series. I love all the characters and the way they stuck up for each other. And yet again, they gave each other crap. I just love it so much. And oh my gosh. I also have to say the Spirit Falls series as well. Even though I don't really want to be in a romantic suspense, Lolly and the way she took care of all her kids, I love every single character in the Spirit Falls series so far. I haven't obviously finished it because it's not done. So question 5 is, the nights are getting darker. Share a dark, creepy read. So this is out of romance, but Pretty Girls by Karen Slaughter. That book was slightly traumatizing. It's about this grown woman. Her husband is killed at the beginning of the book, and one of her sisters is missing, and she uncovers what happened to her sister, and it's not for the faint of heart. Okay, it was extremely creepy and extremely dark, and there was no romance in this whatsoever, but my gosh, was it good. I gave that book 5 stars. It is so good. Karen Slaughter can write creepy books. If I had to give a creepy romantic suspense, I'd probably say The Obsession, because the beginning of the book was so creepy. She's just a little girl. She follows her dad into the woods, and the way it was written was beautifully done. And she sees her dad goes in the cellar. She thinks she's gonna get a bike for her birthday because her birthday's about to start. And she's sitting in this heat, waiting for her dad to come out of the cellar, and she ends up having to go pee, and she's just feeling more and more uneasy. And then her father comes out, and he has this wild, nasty look on his face. She goes down the cellar, and she finds a naked woman tied to a bed and all her dad's crimes. And he ends up being a very prolific serial killer. And then she is unknowingly stalked for most of her life. She just didn't know it until towards the end. I would have to say that one is also really kind of creepy if you think about it. So let's just move on. Question 6 is, the days are getting colder. Name a short, heartwarming read to warm up a cold, rainy day. I really loved Beating Heart. I thought it was fantastic. He is such a sweet, protective dad. They meet when his son, Beefcake, his real name's Cutler, he has asthma, and she becomes his new doctor. He doesn't want her as her son's new doctor, and he fights her on it, but he's an overprotective dad, and I get that. She actually puts up with him really well. I love Emerson. I love her character development. I love how she grew close to Beefcake. He called her my Sonny, which was so fantastic. Nash is such a great character. He's a great hero. I love his relationship with his son, and he lets his son be who he is, and I love his relationship with Emerson. The way he just falls for her is so fantastic. I really love this one. I don't know if it's completely short, but I just really love this one, so I had to say it. So question 8. Fall is perfect for cozy reading nights. Share your favorite cozy reading accessories. I don't really have any. I mean, a blanket. Like a blanket, my ear pods, or my phone, because, well, I have to have my phone for my audiobooks, but I also read on my phone because I don't own a Kindle. I really need to buy a Kindle. I don't own a Kindle Paperwhite. I've been wanting one for about a year and a half now, but I haven't done it. I need to get a Kindle Paperwhite, but I don't have any of the clickers. I don't have any of that stuff. I literally just sit in my bed and read, listen to audiobooks while I play solitaire, or I do a puzzle, or I work. When I have to do spreadsheet stuff, I literally just put in my AirPods and listen to a book. So I guess I'm basic. I don't know. So question 9 is to tag people. Listen, if you want to do this. I think it's a great tag. That's why I wanted to do it. And so yeah, those are my answers to the tag questions. Let me know if you read any of these and if you like them or not. Let me know down below. And if you made this far in this video and you want to let me know that you're here, please leave me a jack-o'-lantern emoji again. And until next time, my friends, happy reading. Bye.